Laura's been lounging around all morning at the RDS. Hope we're not keeping you awake there, Laura, are we? Laura!
Lounging around, Simon. How dare you? I've been working very hard, thank you. Yes, House 2017 is here, taking place today and tomorrow, and it's time now to meet some of the exhibitors. What amazing, talented, creative people we have here. First up, we've got Denise Donnelly from the Doorway Gallery. You're very welcome, Denise. Lovely to chat to you today. It's funny because throughout the morning, art has come up various times. A lot of interior designers say that art, beautiful paintings, prints, whatever you like yourself, are one way to transform a room.
Totally, it can change a room completely, and some people design their whole room around a painting, and they use the colours for their cushion covers and from the painting, and it just changes it.
Now, art is very subjective and it's very personal, so what should we keep in mind when we go to buy a piece of art?
It's buy what you like. It's so simple, and if you can get lost in that painting for a few minutes, that's what it's about, and it's nothing else. You have to live with that painting, so buy what you like.
A lot of people would think of buying art as an investment, but perhaps that's, unless you have a keen eye or perhaps an artistic background, maybe that's the wrong way to approach things. But there is money to be made from stuff. So how do we get that keen eye?
Well, when you go into a gallery, we do all the research on our artists. And when you're spending a certain amount of money, you do need to know that it is an investment as well. But again, I wouldn't, you have to buy what you like as well. But yes, as a gallery owner, we are investing in our artists and giving them solo shows, and that's what you look out for if you're going to invest.
Many people would be put off. We'd be put off because we see articles in newspapers and there's, paintings sold for hundreds of thousands, millions of euro, and you think, I'm never going to do that. I'm just going to stick up a couple of posters and frame them instead, or family photographs. But how can we get art at a good price? Is it going down the print route? Is that a good idea?
Prints, if they're good prints and they're low editions, that's still an investment. But again, if they're above 250, then it's different, and they're going to be a lower value. If it's an original piece of art, that's where the money is.
Now, you've beautiful artwork on display here, and something like this is so vibrant, and this is by an artist, Lucy Doyle. When you're picking a painting such as this, which is quite an obvious scene as opposed to something abstract, do you pare down and tone down the rest of the room to make this the focal point?
Well, yes, I would, especially with Lucy's. They're so invasive, they're so dominating, and the colour is there. So you don't need anything else, you don't want to ruin the painting either. You've got Ethna Roberts here.
I was going to say, that's a beautiful painting.
Yeah, and a selection, even Ken Brown's here, that's completely different. So you could add more colour into that painting, so it really depends on your room and what you want from that room. Do you want to be relaxed and calm, then get lost in a Ken Brown painting?
I really like that idea. If you can get lost for a few minutes in a painting and it speaks to you, then it's probably something you're going to love for the next 15 to 20 years.
Exactly. That's what it's about, really. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and good luck with the weekend. You'll have a busy time.
Thank you.
Now, if you're moving on over here, we've got Eoin Shanley from Copperfish Studio. Hi, Eoin. How are you? Good morning to you.
And you too.
Now, these lighting designs, they're incredible, but your background is not in lighting or craft, I suppose. It was in acting.
Acting and fishing, mainly. I worked in the fishing business for a long time, and then myself and my wife restored an old thatched cottage in Leitrim, and we couldn't find any lights. So I used all the local wood, and I did a bit of research and started putting together salvage wood lighting. And then people started saying, here, I'll buy one of those from you, I'll buy one. And it kind of took off.
Well, I suppose it's definitely taken off because in the last few years, sort of modernism is so on trend, minimalism is so on trend at the moment. We're doing away with the shades. But what I like about these pieces of lighting is that they're kind of like sculptures. I mean, when they're not turned on, they're kind of like pieces of art. You can enjoy them.
Yeah, well, thanks. Yeah, they are kind of cool. It's just this very simple design. Beautiful Edison bulbs.
Yeah.
They just give a really warm light. It's synthetic candlelight is what it is, really.
Did you say that they're made from salvage wood as well?
Yeah, all salvaged. What you're looking at there, that's old railway sleepers. That's an old sign. That I bummed from old woodworkers' sheds. I get it from anywhere. People just give me wood. Driftwood, storm fallen trees. I know the guy who gets the call when the tree comes down on the M50. And he'll ring me and say, here's what's an old tree. Oh, yeah.
You have the contacts.
I have the contacts, and then a lot of copper piping.
And what kind of clients would you have? What kind of people would go for this sort of modern lighting?
It's actually, it seems to be a huge variety. And now I'm stocked in about a dozen shops. I only started last year, and I'm in about a dozen shops, but I also do a lot of bespoke. People ring me and say, here, I've got a kitchen island, or, I've got what do you think? Will you do me something for that? And yeah.
And I suppose it's at that point now, lighting is so crucial for kind of the atmosphere of a room that it's really important to get it right.
Yeah, it is. And anything can be lamped. I do old books, I do record players. You think it, I'll lamp it.
Oh, that's brilliant. I love
Mood
it. I'll be
lighting,
in touch.
it's the future. Thanks.
Owen, good luck at the
Thank you
weekend.
very
Hope you
much.
enjoy the rest of House 2017. And we're over here now chatting to Brendan Lawless from the Irish Boat Builders Chair. Lovely to have you with us this morning. What beautiful chairs you have. Tell us about these.
Well, these date back to Ireland around the 1830s. They originated on the southern shores of Lough Neagh. They're known as a boat builder's chair because of the techniques used in steam bending the ribs. It's the same craft they use for making boats. And it's still craft that's used up to this day. The body in here evolved. It's two basic chairs, and there's a wooden latch underneath which secures the two chairs together, and then it's finished off with an Irish woven basket.
It's absolutely beautiful, and you can see how well made it is, because even just getting this sort of these round and sort of smooth edges here, and the texture.
These are steam bent, and then they're steam bent for about 15 minutes, and then they go into a former and they're left overnight, and then they're fitted.
Brendan, when did you say that the boat builder's chair goes back to?
1830s. Ireland.
So it's quite interesting to hear that, as a culture and a nation, that we did have kind of a strong architectural and design influence going back hundreds of years, because you tend to think about sort of Scandinavian design as long-lasting design, whereas actually, obviously we know all about Eileen Gray, but it goes way beyond that.
Oh, it does. Well, you have the settle bed as well. Like, you've got so many pieces, like historically, like we've several pieces. Apart from the settle bed, we have tables, chairs. We've a lot of chairs, like traditional chairs.
And so, Brendan, if someone was going to invest in an iconic piece like this, would this be the focal point of the room? And is this an investment that will sort of last through the years?
A lot of people will use them just as a feature piece, just in the corner of a bedroom, a hallway, and they're also used quite functionally as a kitchen chair.
Where can people get in touch with you, Brendan?
You can go to irishboatbuilderschair.com or Amazon.
Well, I know that you've had an awful lot of interest, and doors have only just opened, so enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Brendan, and indeed thanks to all of our guests today. And I have to say a big thank you to Phoenix, Red Earth and Rug Art as well for allowing us to take over their stands to do all of our items earlier on. It's been an absolute wonderful time here today. Doors are open till 5 this evening, 10 to 5 tomorrow, and you can get tickets on the door, so do come down if you can. That's it from here. House 2017 is officially open. Back to studio.